Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today's video is going to be, well, it's going to be kind of a screen printing video, but it's going to be kind of a woodworking video. And what I'm building is a 2-level platen that can be used first to airbrush a t-shirt, and then without moving the t-shirt, leveled back out and screen printed with. So I was just going to build it, but then I realized that, well, this gives me an opportunity to start talking about a new tool that I have. But it's not actually a new tool. It's a real old tool. As a matter of fact, mine was built in 1956, but it's still going strong, and they're still available. New stuff, old stuff, you'll see. But it kind of brings together the whole small shop, limited space versus power tools that will let you do an awful lot. And so let me rearrange the camera and we'll get right to it. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't, but it doesn't really matter because I need to get this platen done so a customer can decide whether he wants it or not. So stand by and we'll get right to it. Okay, the tool we're going to use on this project is simply a 1956 Shopsmith Mark V. Now, if you haven't heard of Shopsmith, if you've never seen one before, what it is, it's they call it a 5-in-1 multi-tool, but it can do a lot of stuff. It's a table saw, it's a horizontal boring machine, it's a drill press, it's a lathe. You can do shaping, you can do sanding, you can do a lot of things with this one tool. One of the great things about it is, even though it looks like it's long, it really doesn't take up much more space than a bicycle does. So with this, I've been able to get rid of my contractor saw. That's gone off to my son's house. I've done away with one of my band saws. As a matter of fact, since my wife bought me this one at a garage sale one day, I picked up a couple more and I've gotten all the accessories I ever needed, and I haven't even spent $1,000 yet. So I kind of think it's a pretty good deal, and well, I've been using the heck out of it. So let's get underway with this. So first thing we do, we're going to set it up as a table saw, of course, and we're going to make our cuts. Now I'm making a 16 by 18 platen. That's going to be the top platen. Now the bottom platen is going to be 16 inches wide, but it's only going to be like, maybe 6 inches long. And so we'll get those pieces cut and we'll start messing around a little bit and seeing some things you can do with this saw. There we go. Now I'm looking for a 18-inch cut, but the first thing I have to do is clean up one edge of my wood. Now what I'm using here is reclaimed from an old entertainment center. So I just want to get rid of this rough edge from when I cut something else up. So I'll move my fence out as far as I can get it to go. I may have to readjust my motor head, that's fine. Let's see here, that gets me at about 22 inches right there. Yeah, and that should be a nice clean cut for me. Make my 18-inch cut. Okay, once again, pretty simple there. Now I need to move over a couple more inches so I can make my 16-inch cut. Now, if you're not interested in this woodworking portion, just go ahead and skip to the end and you'll be able to see the platen when it's done. But if you are interested, well, here we go. We're working it. Now normally I would have that lever, this lever, moved over onto this side, and I wanted to show you that that's how we move it. So now I got 16 inches, and double check here, 16 inches. Here we go again. Right on through there, just like that. Okay, now that I've got my two pieces cut, what I'm going to want to do is set this guy up to round the edges. So I'm going to set it up like it's a router. Now to do that, let me move my work stock off to the side and into the trash that goes. I'm going to get my table out of my way. And I've got to unlock the table to do that. I want to remove my blade, which means also removing part of the blade guard. So I'll pull this outer plate off. The biggest portion of the lower blade guard I'm going to leave in place because it doesn't get in my way when I'm doing anything else. Okay, and the 5/16 universal tool, the Allen wrench. Okay, and of course I've got a rare earth magnet stuck to the side of the chassis here, so I can just stick my Allen tool out of my way. Alright, now I'm going to move this out just a little bit. Now it would be easier to do what I'm about to do if I brought it all the way down, but then it wouldn't be any fun that way. One thing I got to do, since I'm not using the joiner, I wanted to show you that it had a joiner, but we're not using it today. I'm going to move the joiner and put it off to the side. I'll be right back. Okay, now, on most shopsmiths, on one end there's a lever that you undo the lever and the thing will trolley right up. Now, I've modified mine because I wanted to be able to do under or over table kind of routing. Today we're going to do the stock over table because that's, if you happen to get one of these, that's what it's going to do. So I've already pulled the pin, now I'm going to just lift it into place. There we go. Now we're done with the drill press. As a matter of fact, for today's project, we're done with the shopsmith. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it down so I have some work surfaces to use. And get it ready for the next time. Okay, we're back. See, I've got my table just set aside, so now I've just got a flat work surface. It's time to put the hinges on the lower half of the platen. So, to do that, I'm going to start with a little bit of hot glue. I'm just going to stick it on here. Just a little bit. Doesn't take a lot.
in pretty much the spot where I want it to be. And that is going to keep that hinge from moving around when it's time to drill the holes. Now on the real one, on one that I would send out to a customer, I would actually use a piano hinge on that because it's just a long continuous hinge. There's no play in it and anything like that. But for this proof of concept, a couple little hinges, they'll work just fine. Alright, so got those in place, so now it's just a matter of drilling the holes. Now, this is one of those cases where having a horizontal boring machine would actually work out pretty good. So I could use the shopsmith to drill these holes instead of doing it freehand like I'm about to. But I can't be totally spoiled today. Okay. So I've got those in. That's just a matter of securing them. At this point, who cares if the hot glue broke away? Because we're screwed into place where we belong. I need to get the upper half on here. I'll get that out of my way for the moment. And that's why I needed that flat edge, because I needed some place to put the hinge. Now, once again, these are not the perfect choice of hinges. As you see, I've got hinge sticking up, and a piano hinge once again will fit much nicer than this, but for our purposes today this should be fine. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and lift that up just a little bit. Let's see, let me find a little spacer. There's one. That'll work beautifully. You know, these hinges weren't made for 3/4 inch stock. Yeah, that'll work out much better. Alright, one more just like that one, which I happen to have right here. So spacer for the front portion, spacer for the back. Get the edges aligned. I'm even going to add a weight to it just to keep it from doing that. So take one of my old dive weights, and there we go. And I'll repeat the process with the hot glue and then drilling them and sticking them together. Alrighty then. I think that might be what he's looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and screw the clamp bars onto the bottom. We'll mount it onto the press and we'll see how that works. So here's our final product. In the back, I've just clamped an L bracket to hold it up. It allows for easier shirt loading, and it actually pulls it up pretty nicely for airbrushing. I would imagine. I don't airbrush, so I don't know. On the top of the platen, I've glued a block that is the same height offset of the bottom portion of the platen plus the offset of the hinge. So when it goes down into print position, it is sitting flat at the same level all the way across, and it doesn't move. I mean, it's a pretty firm platen there. So let's try shirt loading and simulate the whole thing. So I'll put that guy back on. Pretend to spray, which I'm not really doing because I'm not going to mess up a piece of wood just for a proof of concept. And since I don't airbrush, I won't be using this platen myself. All right, so can get the shirt on, can get it set, pretty nicely centered. If it was spray tacked, get all the wrinkles out of it, it would be ready to go. And then I'm going to just come over to this side. Come over to this side after you've airbrushed all you want. And I imagine if you're airbrushing shirts, you're not worried about a fast production because you're going to be a little bit more artistic about it all. Okay, down it goes. On would go the screen, and boom. You'd be able to print nice and easy. So I think the concept is a sound concept. It's just backwards. The shirt loading is backwards. The printing is upside down from what you normally do. And it's not something you're going to try to do a huge production, a rapid production. But, well, like I said, airbrushing, I don't think you're trying for that. You're going for more the artistic and the limited edition. So that's about all we've got for today. I got to start showing off my Shopsmith, and we built a neat little platen. In future videos, we're going to be doing more Shopsmith stuff. I'm going to show you what to look for if you decide you're going to go shopping for one second hand like I did a couple of times now. What to look for, how to get it set up, all good kinds of stuff like that, and a lot of different techniques that make using a Shopsmith just a piece of cake. So until the next video, y'all keep up the good fight. I'll see you later. Bye.